Is everybody ready?
I was born ready, Stuart.
Couldn't
Why don't you shut up?
hear what you were saying for your food. Sorry.
Stop.
Could be a good session, isn't it?
Look, I've got 7 minutes. Shush.
No, Andy, I can't hear you. Oh, wait, no, don't antagonize. Always remember, don't antagonize.
He's such a bully.
Yeah.
I hope it is. I hope the world can see him for what he is.
Well, you've just got a sub on the stream anyway, so. The question is, can they hear us? They can hear us. They can't hear you. Hi, Twitch.
No one wants to talk to you, Stuart. Shush.
Hi, Miss Blackthorn.
I'm done. I'm done with 4 minutes to spare.
Yeah, I am eating.
All live on Twitch. Don't say. I know what. Yeah, I'm listening into the stream as well, and we can't hear anything you're saying, Andy. They can only hear half the conversation at the moment.
I mean, that is sneaky.
For the next few minutes, they have to wait. Just
Oh wait, that wasn't a giggling fit. That was a simple chuckle.
it's great because I'm listening in. I'm on here the Discord at the moment until we start, and just for a moment there, you just suddenly get. Just for a moment there, we just got silence followed by a random laugh from Becca.
Well, stop listening then. You're going to drive yourself mental.
Too late for that.
I knew you were going to say that.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We are live on Twitch, just so you know, for our behind-the-scenes players at the moment. We're going to wait for 3 minutes to do it at 7, as we have advertised. We do a quick introduction, and then we're going to head straight into the game. I am both nervous and excited in equal measure.
As am I.
It's okay, Miss Blackthorn. I've got some plans for other things, for all sorts of community interaction, and even better, we will be doing a post-game stream tonight, 10:30, to cover all of these points. And hopefully you can join us, Miss Blackthorn. You can just enjoy the madness that is about to unfold. Okay, hello and welcome everybody. We're just going to do a quick introduction before we move to our virtual tabletop. First of all, hello and welcome to you all. We really appreciate you joining us. This is a landmark thing in the history of my role-playing career, if you can call it a career. It's been a huge journey to get to this point, and hopefully we have much further to go. Or this could be a complete car crash. Only time will tell in the next 3 hours. First of all, I need to say a huge thank you to a number of people that without their support and help, this just wouldn't have happened. First of all, our moderators who worked tirelessly to kind of help me with all sorts of tech problems, Finley, Stuart and Elsa. You're just about to see a magnificent map of the smoke, and Liz is our artist that did that. To our community who fundamentally have played games with me in store, face to face, and in more recent times online. And then finally to our followers, Twitch followers, subscribers who have helped us make the stream a reality. This is the last time I'm going to mention it tonight, but if you can give us a follow or even a sub, it really will help us. And also, kind of strangely, the metrics of Twitch mean that if we have a certain number of viewers or people chatting in stream, that really helps us out too. So feel free to chat away in the stream chat. That will help us most definitely as well. A final thanks to our players, Tom, Becca, Jack and Stuart, all have volunteered to be our first victims in this experimental stream. Anyway, I could rattle on all day about the format of this stream, why we're doing things this way, what plans we've got for the future, but that will have to wait for the post-game stream tonight. You can catch this at 10:30 on this channel. It's also important to note that this stream is a behind-the-screen experience, as you'll be seeing all of the GM notes and information I'll be using. So don't stare too much at the notes if you want to avoid spoilers, but also if you are interested in my GMing style, etc., yeah, take some note of what I do. It's not necessarily the right way, it's just how I've found to be comfortable. We will also be having a small break about halfway through the stream, maybe about 5-10 minutes, so don't panic if that happens. Okay, so without further ado, let us plunge into the world of the smoke with episode 0 of Masked, when fighting monsters.
Do we have a theme tune?
It's you singing, Becca. Didn't I brief you with that?
Oh, damn. Stuart, drop me a beat.
Okay.
No.
Theme tune would be good. Perhaps that's something that we need to look at in the future. So, what you can see here is the beautiful map that I mentioned in the introduction, done by Liz, of the smoke. A little bit of introduction to those of you who are not familiar with the Smoke, in character introduction, there is so much to talk about, so much to focus on, and through this campaign, hopefully, we'll be visiting many of the locations. But for the moment, the Smoke, seen by outsiders and foreigners as the jewel of Europa, a shining example of civilization. The realities, though, are somewhat different. The city is vast, and within that vastness, there are countless dichotomies, deep divides, and contrasts. There's the splendour, where fortunes are spent in a heartbeat, and the squalor, where heartbeats are silenced for less than a bit of bread. The Bacchanalia, a district of music halls, theatres, and lodges, where those fortunate enough to get tickets can lose themselves for a few hours. And then there's the Sorrow House, the asylum, where the truly lost are condemned. There's the Spires of Enterprise, a district of cathedrals, churches, and shrines dedicated to the known gods. And conversely, where all hope is forsaken, Sut Hill, districts of mills, factories, and workhouses. But for all those differences, however divergent, there are always connected by a single common factor, the ever-prevalent smog. So, we find our characters. The characters, each of them, do not know each other yet. They each awaken, having slept through the entire day, suffering terrible dreams. Each of them feeling unwell, sick. And imagine, like a movie, the camera pans around and begins to focus on each of them in turn. It first falls upon you, Clay Ironheart. Do you want to give us a description of your character, first of all?
So Clay, he's probably collapsed in a bed at the moment. He's quite a bulky little dwarf there. He's obviously got quite good, strong muscles despite his youth. He's got quite a big, thick, bushy beard going on, kind of really held back by these little cords, quite singed at the ends though. His hair's on his head, again, deep shade of red, thick, fiery red, pulled back through dark, greasy streaks. As he starts to stir, hand goes up to his head to work out what on earth is going on.
So, your dreams disturbed constantly over and over again, related to last night, the previous night, where you enjoyed the festivities of the Carnival of Dread, and in particular, your dreams focused on one particular part of your experience there. That was when you visited a fortune teller. Draped in bright colours, a large crystal ball by the name of Katrina Hex. The first thing you notice when you wake up, though, is you are so dehydrated. You are very, very thirsty. You've got, because of the lack of water in your system, even with you as a dwarf. And this is saying something, because yes, you are a dwarf and the concept of hangovers is somewhat alien to you, but this is what other races must feel, having drank huge amounts of alcohol and woken up the following day. So thirsty. Also, you are surprised. It's dark again. You should have been up early this morning. First of all, as the camera pans around the location that you've woken up in, let us know what your room, your accommodation, where you would wake is.
think as Clay wakes up a little bit more, he's looking around his bedroom in the family forge, and he's looking around, and trying to work out what on earth was led him to sleep in so long. His mother downstairs in the forge is not going to be happy. His father's probably going to understand, but his mum's not going to be happy. And so as he stumbles out of the bed and looks around, this room quite well kept. It's fairly well furnished there. He's got plenty there to keep himself. He's going to go over. He's going to pull on his chainmail and get himself a bit more dressed before facing the world. And then going to head on down into the forge to see if anybody knows what time I got in at.
It's strange. Your very being, the dreams that you had, is shouting for one thing: answers. You feel compulsion is perhaps too strong. You feel you need to find out what happened with you. It's almost as if since visiting that fortune teller, you have little to no memory. And when you head down, your family meet you. They're currently eating tea, as you would call it in this area of the neighbourhoods. It's only the high societies that perhaps would call it dinner. They look at you. How are you doing? We tried to raise you, but you looked bad. We thought we'd let you lie in. You're not looking yourself. You should go back to bed.
I just need a drink and I'll be fine. I must have drank too much last night. I don't know what
They
happened.
laugh. You? You're not sure whether they're laughing because you can't hold your ale or because they think you must have had far too much.
Oh, I think with Clay, it's probably far too much. He's regularly at the pub and regularly going down there and having a few. But no, I think this is more than he's used to. So he's going to go and try and find some water.
Easy enough. Absolutely here. You pour.
Drain what I can.
As soon as it touches your lips, though, a gag reflex kicks in, and you begin to, almost like a cat, begin to choke and cough, and you hack up what appears to be dust. Just dust.
Well, that's not normal. What on earth was that? Maybe I'll try a bit more water. Maybe.
Yeah, of course, that is the answer to the solution, isn't it? You just gulp it down, and it is so much worse. Again, this time you vomit, but there is no bile. No, more dust, clay, sand. I mean, that's your name. What? This is, maybe you're still dreaming. Perhaps you pinch yourself again. Maybe this is just still a dream.
Right. Well, this is not right. I need to wake. What time did I get in? Does anybody remember?
I was closing down the forge, making sure that it was late, past 1. I mean, we did not expect that to be unusual. It is obviously the festival, the fair of frights. It's the carnival of dread. It's only to be expected.
Yeah, I remember going to it. I remember being there. I remember seeing there was a fortune teller, Katrina Hex, I think. I need to find out more. I think I need to go and see her again.
Well, only if you feel up to it, lad. Only if you feel up to it.
Yeah, I think with that, Clay is going to head towards the door
Okay,
and start to head off towards the.
perfect. You head off into the night. You know where you are going. The camera pulls away from you, zooming out and then rapidly zooming back. Different person, different location. And this is where we get to meet our second character by the name of Kazel. The camera zooms in. You, the same as Clay, begin to wake up. You, the same as Clay, have had terrible dreams and have slept in throughout the whole of the day. If you want to let people know what your character looks like, first of all.
Well, looking in as we are right now, we just see one leg thrown out from under the comforter, drawn up almost to the very top of her head, but beneath she is a short, pale and curvy young human woman, chin-length, wiry, grey-black hair, burn scars down both arms and one leg down the side of her face and the very tip of her nose. She stirs. Something woke her up, something falling off a desk, upstairs perhaps. Things do fall off everywhere, every now and then, in this very messy little den she keeps for herself.
Talking about a very messy little den, describe it a little bit more for us.
She sleeps currently in a box-like room, just barely big enough for one small bed, closet, chest of drawers, and a tiny cook station. But above her, on the second, even smaller of the basement flats, split level, sits big oaken desk piled high with tools, scraps of metal, nuts, bolts, screws, several empty bottles of carbonated drink, an off-repaired desk lamp, and one or two gently twittering curiosities slowly spinning in circles. And one finds the edge of the desk and drops next to its buddy on the floor, which is what awakened me.
And how do you feel as well?
It feels like it's still the middle of the night, and it's dark, but that what time is it? I pull out the I don't often put things away when I come to bed late at night. Reach the floor, scrape around a little bit, fingernails scrabbling on the carpetless tile. Find my pocket watch and open it to reveal that I am in fact 2 hours late for my shift at my local pawn store on Cog Street, and I will never get below the river in time before the shop closes to apologize. So why bother getting out of bed?
It's kind of strange as well, as you kind of reach down to grab your pocket watch. You notice there's a large sort of scratch, maybe scar upon your arm. Something that you didn't have last night, but it also looks, the wound, more or less healed. And as you look from it and you look upon your comforter, you notice at first it's not blood, and you kind of look at it pooled there in lumps. It's solder, small. It's solidified. It's not wet anymore. It's not hot. But you have no idea where this came from.
I'm no stranger to solder. I mean, I have a ton of it upstairs, but it's very unlike me not to wear gloves while I work.
It's all over your comforter. It's all over your bed.
Oh, jeez. I must have had a great night last night.
It's strange. As I say,
Very odd.
you try and think. The only thing that you can recall is visiting a fortune teller, something that might be a recurring theme here to our viewers, by the name of Katerina Hex. You remember leaving the tent, and then you remember waking up here. Uh,
Maybe I was struck by inspiration and I worked well into the night. Maybe something awesome is waiting for me upstairs, something that I crafted in a fit of genius. That would explain it. But I can't be bothered to go and look just yet.
you need answers though, and you know the first place to look, the last place you can remember.
A fortune teller. Yeah. We'll go back and see what her deal is.
So you gather up your usual items that you like to be prepared with, and you head out into the night. The camera pulls away once again and then zooms into yet another location. This time it zooms in to Talita. Talita, let us know what the camera sees.
So in a very small, cramped room in a boarding house in a horrible, horrible neighborhood, you see a completely naked, full-blooded orc. He's well past his prime. His belly's turning to fat. He's going grey in the beard and literally long in the tooth. He has a shaven bald head, apart from a massive grey ponytail that kind of is currently plastered across his face. He's bathed in sweat and half on his bed and half off.
Okay, you two, very similar to the others, are bemused by the loss of time. It seems that you've slept through the entirety of the day. This might be useful. This might be usual. This might not. But once again, there's something strange. You feel ill. You feel strange. And on top of that, you've had a disturbed sleep. Nightmares, all relating to the fair of fright, the carnival of dread, and in particular a certain fortune teller that you visited. That's your last memory of last night. You're not even entirely sure how you got back here.
This is really unusual for Talita. He doesn't tend to drink to excess. He's very careful when he's around people because he is a full-blooded orc, and he's grown to know that should he get drunk, people assume the worst.
What? I didn't even drink. Why am I sick? I mean, what time is it?
I go to the tiny window and look out.
It's dark. I mean, the streets are decorated even in this part of the squalor. It is the Carnival of Dread, the festival that leads up to All Hallows Eve. And even in the most poorest of locales throughout the smoke, in their own little ways, it is celebrated. There are jack-o'-lanterns cut out of small vegetables to light the way. It is still, as usual, smoggy here, as it is throughout the smoke. But it's not too bad tonight. It's not quite one of those pea supers that you get. But it's late. You shouldn't have slept this far, and you have a thirst upon you. You have a thirst. Not dehydrated, you are just thirsty.
He puts his hands to his head, tries to kind of wipe the sweat and get his ponytail into some kind of order. Slowly assembles his clothes. He's got heavy chainmail armor obviously rusted second hand. It's got some odd links that have been repaired now and again. Shoulder pauldrons and thick leather plates that help protect him. Pulls up this big shield with a spiked frontage, pretty fearsome, and a cobbled together hammer.
I bet it's that fortune teller. What if she does this to others? I bet she did it. Right. Let's go find out what's going on.
And that's exactly what you do. You leave your boarding house, head out into the night. The camera, for the moment, pulls away from you and zooms in on our final protagonist of the night. Bakan, the camera zooms down towards you. What do they see?
Yeah, so Backham is currently in Lowtown, the Squalor. He's currently like in an alleyway, having just awoke on sort of like a makeshift bed. You know, there's sort of bits of cardboard that he's using for a mattress, newspapers that he's using for a duvet. There's next to him, there's like a well-made but extinguished fire next to him. He's about 6'1", pale skin. His right eye has like a green iris with quite like an overly dilated pupil. But however, his left eye has sort of got like a dull blue to it. He's got like quite messy, wild, dark brown hair that sort of curls at the end. That's accompanied by sort of like a very unkept, big bushy beard that at this point probably has a few sort of like twigs and leaves stuck in there. He's going to pick those out with some very sort of dirty looking hands and stand up in somewhat of a cold sweat, trying to sort of make heads or tails of what's going on at the moment.
You again feel unwell. You again have slept through the day, something that is actually very dangerous to do in the Squalor. You're surprised that you have any of your gear left, but you do. You also had disturbed dreams all through the night and all through the day. Again, focusing on the Carnival of Dread and visiting a certain fortune teller, and that's where it all becomes as hazy as the smog that permeates the smoke. So how do you feel about that?
Backham he's going to sort of rub his face, trying to just sort of make heads or tails what's going on. First thing he's going to do is pick up, like, you know, the belongings that he does have are fairly minimal, just a small little pouch and a very sort of pretty knackered looking crossbow. So he's going to pick those up. Slightly bewildered as he sort of walks barefoot into sort of a bit of the main street, just trying to make heads or tails of, but get a bit of just trying to place his head.
It's kind of strange. The Squalor, there's no such things as cobbles or pavings here. You tread into the mud, something that you are undoubtedly used to coming from the wilds, but let's face it, various buckets of excrement and the like that is thrown out on the streets of the Squalor is not quite what you're used to in the wilds.
No. And pinching my sort of my temples. It was that Katarina. That's all I can remember. Let's make heads or tails of this. See what's cracking, and let's go see the fortune teller. That's the last thing I can remember.
And the camera pans away from you as well, as you, our final character of the night, heads back towards this fortune teller. Each of you are aware, though, that you are heading into the Carnival of Dread. Just as a reminder for everybody and for those of you who are watching, the Carnival of Dread is a citywide festival which lasts an entire week and comes to a climax on All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve, marking the end of harvest season and the beginning of winter, the darker half of year. To some also, it marks the time when the boundaries between this world, and the other world thin. The veil is very thin. But it is all fun. The Carnival of Dread activities include trick and treating, carving vegetables into jack-o'-lanterns, dressing up in spooky costumes, lighting bonfires, apple bobbing, telling scary stories, and divination readings. Also part of the Carnival of the Dread, the smoke welcomes the Fair of Frights, legendary it is, into the city. The fair is a massive undertaking. It's owned by the infamous Baron Quintus Payne. It hosts a full circus, including clowns, magicians, acrobats, jugglers, high wire acts, scape artists, and animal trainers. There are carnival rides, roller coaster, teacups, big wheel, ghost train, and Hall of Mirrors. Strange attractions also under the banner of the Fair of Frights. The Seth Grimm, the famous zombie wrangler. Real zombies on All Hallows Eve. There's Killarney, a mermaid, kept in a magnificent pool. She whispers secrets of the depths of the ocean. There's Kingsman Clifford and his Devil's Rangers, a dinosaur hunter, and many of his latest acquisitions are brought to the city. There is the thing known only as the brain in a jar. And of course there's Delilah, the strongest woman alive, who is prepared to put her muscles to the test. As well as this, sideshows, musicians, puppeteers, shooting galleries, hook a duck, test your strength, and face painting. As part of this as well, the guilds can't help but try and earn a cog or gear or two. The hatters have hat and mask stands, seamstresses, all sorts of costumes for the poor and rich, confectioners, the spun sugar, cinder toffee and popping candy, and also bakers, pies and cakes. And most of the streets are lined with decorations and festivities, and for an entire week the streets are packed with revelers, people taking part in the festivities. So if you are hoping for a quiet journey to find this fortune teller again, you end up, as you turn into the main streets, into a bustling evening scene. You make good time, all of you. But as things often are, in such a busy city, not everything goes as smoothly. The camera once again focuses on Talita. Just call that up there. You're walking along, getting ever closer towards your destination. Moved out of the squalor where your boarding house is and towards the centre where the Fair of Frights is located. As you moving through your crowds, something catches your attention. Something strange. You hear first a popping and then a cracking and then a small explosion. Your senses tell you this is This is not just some simple fireworks or some bangers thrown by some urchins. There is something seriously wrong here. You turn your attentions, and a number of civilians, populace, people entertaining themselves upon the streets are beginning to panic. Your eyes focus on a roast chestnut stand, a simple vendor trying to make a few bits during this season, but his stand is ripped apart, and standing where the heater is a small, malevolent looking imp. I'm going to go across to the old potential combat tracker now.
Oh lordy.
Yes.
Here it begins.
Oh dear.
Well, you are free to do what you want to do.
So Talita immediately, it's Warhammer in hand, shield on, and is charging towards it.
Okay. Our very first roll of the game, give us an initiative roll. I can see my combat tracker and the magma method has done
So
very
good.
bad. Yeah.
That's a good start.
Well, this is D&D why I love it. Bearing in mind the characters, viewers are only level 1, and they are soloing these things. Initiative of 5 is very, very bad, but my initiative of 2, which the audience can see, I genuinely rolled, is even worse. I'm sure you are familiar with Fantasy Grounds, so if you want to open up your combat tracker, we're not using a battle map for this.
Sure.
You can see the magma memphit. You can when I actually make it visible to you, like I've done now. Yeah, you get to act. You are close enough to do something. What would you like to do?
So in his big loud voice, it's everybody back, and he charges in, swinging his warhammer.
As you come to expect, an orc with a warhammer shouting out, you're not entirely sure whether they are fleeing from you now or the explosion that has just happened. But either way, they are happy to get out of your way. You have targeted the magma mephit. Feel free to take your actions.
Okay, so
I believe that is a hit. Yes, not too bad though. The magma mephit is going to attempt to slash you with. Oh, let's get this right here. So it is going to attempt to slash you, and it misses you. Its claws attempting to scrape at you as its attention from being trapped in the heating system of this cart, drawn to you as you have already struck it, but it swings and it misses. It is your go again.
So I pivot around to put as many people behind me as possible.
Yep.
Glance over my shoulder to make sure that they're staying back, and then swing again.
Okay. You hit again, and causing it heavy damage. Is this a creature that you might have come across before?
Talita travels a lot,
Mhm.
with lots of different caravans, but it's mostly the poor that kind of can't afford to hire their own guards.
Yeah.
So I think as this may have been kind of a contained entity for like a industrial purpose. Like
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay. The other question that I have, because let's have a look at your You're above average intelligence. You would be aware that this Mephit was part of this cart to keep the chestnuts warm. Maybe a contract, maybe not. Just so you can bear that in mind. I'm not telling you. It, though, is unhappy once again of you striking at this time heavy and is going to try and scratch you. And again, your shield takes it quite easily. And it moves back to your go.
So I glance at the cart vendor.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
That they are panicking. They are gathering together some water at the moment as if to try and chuck it over it. He says, because I've done things. He says, please try not to kill it. It's terrible. If you kill it, it will explode, and I kind of need to get it back in the cart. I'm more than happy to reward you for your efforts, sir.
How do you get it back in?
Well, if we make it, if you knock it unconscious, maybe.
And I swing again.
You hit again.
And I would like to knock it unconscious.
That is some incredible there. Yeah, so with you doing non-lethal damage, it makes a huge difference as it does not enact its death burst, which would have been devastating for everybody around. With that, though, the cart vendor owner puts on 2 very big gloves, kind of puts it back into the thing, kind of covers it up, and says, "Sir, please take tonight's takings. It's the least that I could do. Without it, I wouldn't be able to do this. Please, it would make me happy if you would indeed take these. My name," and he kind of offers you his hand, "is Amos Belcher, and if there's anything I can do for you, come and see me."
Pleasure to meet you, Amos. Keep your takings, but some chestnuts would be nice.
Okay. So what we've done here is we've got some parcels. He kind of looks at you and says, "Are you sure? I'm more than happy to spare coin." But he's not going to force it upon you should you not wish to take the coin.
Perhaps enough for a drink.
Okay. He slips you 25 silver.
Nice.
And he actually, because I have done that, some roasted chestnuts. Look at that.
Nice.
If you look at the party sheet now, you can sort of take that. Just want to get you used to doing it. So you've dragged it across to your character sheet. Probably won't be able to do the 25 silver because that party shares it. But if you want to add that to your character sheet, you can.
Cool, will do.
Amos again really thanks you. He looks overjoyed. We had an understanding. I do not think it is slavery. I look after him. They're a little self-centered and a little random, I'm afraid. And you saved the day. I mean, the peelers would have come, and if he had hurt anybody on the streets, I would have been liable. Really, I really appreciate it.
You are welcome. Just make sure he doesn't get out and hurt anyone.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Will do. And he kind of fastens it down again and begins to put it over. The commotion created begins to calm down now. One or two of the people, realizing what a true danger it could have been, are slapping you on the back and sort of giving you a little bit of a round of applause. It kind of looks like they've actually appreciated what you have done here. And you certainly indeed, Miss Blackthorn, bonked it really well. Excellent. So the camera moves off for you as you are so close to your destination now, and goes a little way back to the first character that we introduced, Clay. Clay, you're having difficulty getting through the crowds at the moment. There seems to be some kind of parade going on, which is causing a big traffic blockage in one of the streets. You can obviously, if you want to, push your way to the front. This is your best route. If you follow the kind of diversions and the like, it's going to take you much longer, and to be honest, you feel really rough.
I think with such a dry throat and feeling a bit drained, I think we're just going to push on. Going to try and push through the people here.
It's not difficult. It's more of an audience than anything else. And you hear the crowd talking. Are they going to be here soon? There are a number of peelers. For those of you unaware, peelers are the constables and night watchmen that are overworked during this carnival. And they are forming some kind of sort of barricade to clear the road that you're coming close to. They say, we're going to get a look for free. There's a parade. It's Kingsman and his Devil's Rangers, and it's at that point that you hear the ground begin to shake. Boom, boom, boom. You can feel the vibrations coming through. People begin to look and cheer as there is what you could only be described as a huge lizard being rid by Kingsman Clifford himself, followed by a number of Devil's Brigade and some smaller dinosaurs recently captured from the wilds. Okay, this is where we go to your encounter. Unlike Talita, you're facing a much bigger threat here. I thought you'd be pleased for that.
Yes, thrilled.
I believe when I worked this out, your challenge rating is about 10. Yeah, there we go for people in chat.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oops. So combat tracker. Boom, 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 boom. And let us sort this out for you. Okay, so there is a large, unfortunately there's no, I should have probably tried to do it, but there's no image of a Triceratops, but this large dinosaur, huge horn, and it's being ridden by, I don't know if you're familiar, but everybody's pointing and waving at, let's do this. Kingsman Clifford. Everything is going well. The Triceratops seems to be well behaved. Kingsman is waving to the crowds. The crowds are cheering. And then there is a small explosion. It could be a firework, but I think we all know that it was a horse chestnut cart going off. That, unfortunately, just as throwing a pebble into a pool causes ripples, and these ripples cause actions, and a number of the smaller dinosaurs bolt, heading towards the crowd, and in particular heading towards you, Clay. There is a whole crowd around you. So the only one that you really need to be concerned of for the moment is this little raptor here.
Is that all?
Yes, I will roll NPC's initiative. So if you want to give me initiative, that would be good.
Oh,
Wow.
First natural 20. On
That
a
natural
thing, I get
20 is
-1.
-1, but it does put you in front of this creature. These little raptors, let's see if we've got it's a feathered dinosaur about the size of a large turkey. It's an aggressive predator though, and often hunts in packs to bring down larger prey. I don't know whether your character would be familiar with that, but as you give me a perception roll.
I'm not sure the perception's my strongest skill, but I'll give it a try.
That just makes me happy.
12.
Okay, so let's do this. Excuse me in chat, I am multitasking. That means I'm thinking and breathing at the same time. Boom, boom. That's what
It's
I
all
need.
right. I don't think Clay's going to be managing that for much longer.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't need to worry about this one here. So we will just do that for the moment. There we go. So you see one of them running towards you. It's obviously part of the show, as in these have been captured. These are valuable acquisitions, but it's running towards you. What do you want to do? You don't have to engage it. You can turn tail and flee. You have options. You could throw women, children, other men in front of you.
Oh, no, there's an option. No, I don't think Clay would go for that.
Okay.
Clay's going to look around and see if he can spot where the peelers are to see what they're doing.
Well, the peelers are trying to get people out of the way at the moment, trying to see what on earth the explosion was. They might be able to help. I mean, you can try and call out with your very dry throat.
I think that me calling out at the moment might not be the best. So I'm gonna do something stupid and step forward.
Okay.
Grab my shield and warhammer and see how badly this goes.
Okay, excellent. So if you target, look in obviously combat tracker, you'll see that there's a velociraptor. Say, it's only the size of a turkey. What harm could it do you?
I'm a dwarf. I'm not much bigger than a turkey myself.
Okay, and you have your full turn ahead of you. That is a miss as you swing wildly. Okay, this thing moves forward, and you begin to notice that its beak has been cleverly sort of wired up. It can open it enough to breathe, and it can open it enough to squawk in that kind of way, but not enough to actually bite you. But it is scared, and it is interested in moving out of your way as it attempts to claw you and misses you. Then we go back to you again.
I don't like that it's trying to attack me. I've spent ages making this shield and I don't want it to damage it. So I'm going to try and hit it again.
Okay. Just so I know, are you trying to kill this thing?
Just trying to stop it from hitting me, so just knocking it out.
Okay. Give us a roll. Oh, that was so close to a 19 on
Hovered
the
on the
dice.
19 and then went to a 3.
It looks like
The
your
gods are not looking kindly on me today.
days are numbered. Again, it misses you, and then it is your turn.
Well, let's try again.
Oh, you hit it this time,
There we go.
and you knock it unconscious. As you catch your breath, that one rendered subdued, unconscious. You hear a terrible squawking behind you as the second one takes you by surprise. Not just a single, but the second one emerging from the crowd. Again, wired, but this time it does catch you and hits you for 4 points of damage.
Oh, that's not good.
And then we move
Okay.
to you.
It's right up against me, isn't it? I'm not going to be able to get any magic off against this thing.
I mean, you could try.
Wow. If it's right in front of my face, then I think I'll just try and hit it as well.
Okay, it did take you by surprise. You didn't target it, but a 16 is going to hit anyway.
Cool.
So you heavily damage it. It doesn't like that and it shuns away, but it is going to retaliate, and it is going to hit you. You are now heavily damaged, but
Yeah,
it is
I'm
your
not
go.
feeling too good. Bad throat. Getting ripped apart by this thing. Let's try and do something sensible. Let's.
Don't target yourself. Oh,
Can't-
yeah.
No, I am targeting myself.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm going to heal myself up a little bit.
Oh, look at
I
that,
feel
back to normal. It's somewhat confused as you do that, and it will try and take a swing at you again, but this time miss. Then it is your go again,
Let's do this again.
and this time you hit again. And yes, was that...
No, to knock it unconscious as well.
Yeah, to knock it unconscious. You have knocked yourself unconscious there because you was targeting yourself.
That was intelligent of me.
You managed to do a total of 11 hit points of damage to you. The 11 points of damage you would have done to the Velociraptor, though, is easily enough to finish it off, as it also is unconscious. Bearing in mind that combat rounds are only 6 seconds, this happens in the blink of an eye. As you are there standing over it, taken some scratches, but looking perfectly fine now. It seems that your family's work on your shield and armor doing you great favors and calling down upon, is it Vulcan that you would, to cauterize all of your wounds. Seems to lead you into some success. The peelers double check over you. Sir, you look terrible. They're not referring to your wounds, your current state of affairs.
Don't try and fight a dinosaur while hungover. It's a bad idea.
We get to see this, but well done, thank you. You saved many of the people here. Impressive work.
What was that noise that startled them?
We've got reports. We thought someone was playing with fireworks, but a chestnut stand had an incident just up the road there. Unfortunate, but that is
Well, at least
all
there
under
weren't any
control now.
dinosaurs there.
No, indeed. At this point, though, as you mentioned dinosaurs, a large leg comes crashing down by the side of you. Sliding off with great skill is none other than Kingsman Clifford himself. He kind of looks at you. My boy, that was tremendous. Have you hunted these things before?
It's just a giant turkey with two legs running at me. I've got it.
Well, those are, yes, but, and he kind of taps the leg of the thing that towers above him. There are bigger game to be had.
I think I'm happy with the forge. I don't need to worry about it. You
Ah.
keep your dinos.
But, I mean, such swift action, it would have done the Festival of Frights very bad publicity to have. And myself, some things I must. Duty calls upon to reward you somewhat. What do you say? I'm afraid I don't carry coin on me, but please accept this. And he hands you a Fair of Frights golden ticket.
Oh, wow. It's very kind of you, sir.
Tis the least that I could do. If you take advantage of that, then maybe I will see you again, and maybe over a few drinks we could maybe, a little sabbatical away from the forge into the jungles, and what adventures we would have.
I don't want to see another one of these things. It nearly scratched my shield.
Ah, their bite's worse than... Nah, actually, it's not. Anyway, we're blocking traffic here. Have a good evening. Hopefully, use that ticket. I might see you again. And with that,
All right.
with great dexterity, he kind of mounts up, and his Wranglers and Devil's Rangers come in and pick up the two raptors that broke free, and they head off into the distance, waving behind to you.
Look around and start shake my head. Put my shield back on my back and warm them down and carry on towards the fortune teller.
Perfect. Okay, so time is passing. 2 incidents, each getting tougher and tougher. I think we then move to Bakken. Moving through the streets, it seems the fates are most definitely against everybody tonight. Is it destiny? Bakken, you are making your way through the streets. There's a little bit of a blockage, a large explosion. You're not quite sure what is going on. From an alleyway, though, you hear a shout. Anybody? Can anybody? I need someone. Anybody who knows medicine? Can anybody help us?
And I back on a walk over.
He kind of looks. You instantly see. I mean, this is nervous. Alleyways are dangerous places, and you are right to be a little suspicious. But as you kind of look at the man that is calling out for aid, you instantly see that he is in most definite need of aid. Or rather, it's not him, but his good lady wife. Sort of on... Yep, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
It's okay, I'm calling up the right one. On the floor, his good lady wife is swollen with child. He says the stresses, the bang and the dinosaurs have panicked her, and she's gone into labour. You notice that standing next to the mother is a youngish daughter that is trying to calm her down. I mean, he looks you up and down and is not quite sure. Do you know medicine? I mean, you look like you survive in the wilds.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Delivering babies in that is kind of out of my wheelhouse, but I can I mean, I can, bits and bobs, odds and sods, stuff like that. Are
Well,
you doing all? Are you doing all right down there?
she's just like she looks in a bad way, like the shock has brought on, not prematurely. She looks like she's more or less ready to give birth anyway, but the incidents that have recently happened have most definitely caused this to happen. You're going to have to act swiftly. One would assume, living in the wild, you maybe have delivered animals before. I don't know. It is your character.
Back and all, will sort of run over and crouch down, grab her hand. Right. What's your name, my love? What's your name?
I'm Emmeline, Emmeline Cropper. This is Vernon. It's all his fault. It's all his fault.
Well, I mean, it takes two to tango. So
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
so.
Oh!
I mean, I'm gonna help you out how we can. I can't say I'm particularly adept at this sort of stuff, but I've done this sort of stuff in the wild. Maybe not with you, kind, but let's see how we get on. All right.
Her daughter looks at you with open eyes. She's kind of early teens. I'm Polly. How can I help?
Water? Is there any water knocking around here? Towels, that sort of stuff. We need to just make stuff comfortable, really.
She kind of nods, and her father. They both go into the street to see whatever they can do. You notice the mother grab the father's hand and says, "No, you don't." And she starts squeezing quite hard upon it.
Yeah. You need to help her out here, pal. She's just hold her hand, make sure everything's okay. And we need a big push from you, make sure everything's all right. And we'll get this safely. But you don't go anywhere. And you, my love, we're gonna get this baby out. Okay, big push, please.
Okay. So time passes. Polly has gathered some items that might be of use from you. A crowd has begun to sort of gather. Probably one of the most important rolls of the night. I'm going to need a medicine roll off you, please.
Yeah. It's 21.
Super skillful. It takes a little while, but the baby was well on the way out, and it kind of probably would have just come out itself anyway. But having you there was definitely a great relief, and the skill that you used, very apparent. And a baby boy is well and truly born into your arms first, and then passed across, one assumes, to the parents.
Absolutely. And as I pass it over to mother, I'll say, I've always found Backen's a great name for a baby boy, and he looks like a great Backen. So you guys okay? You doing all right? Do you need any more assistance or aught like that?
No, they say, is Backen your name? It would be an honour. It'll be an honour to call it such.
Backen is my name. Aye. So,
Backen Cropper. That is what we will call it.
That's a beautiful name.
It is.
Cropper. Aye.
Thank you.
Well, look,
without you, it really, without you, we're going to try and we'll get a carriage, and we're going to rest up. We're just visiting the smoke, and it's so nice to see that there are people that are prepared to help.
Look, yes, I think finding rest, finding somewhere that's not around here is probably for the best. Not to toot on my own horn, but things could have gone a lot worse around here, and I would advise with with little backing around here, you need to get out of here as soon as possible. So
Yeah.
be safe, crack on,
Uh,
and just get out of this specific area fairly quickly.
the father sort of shakes your hand and says, "Listen, we haven't got a huge amount, but we're okay. We're okay off. If you don't mind me saying, you look a little down on your luck. Here, please accept this. Just this little
No,
thing. It's the
no,
least.
no.
I insist." As he passes you a small blue stone.
I just, all right. Look, fine. Yes, but we're all a little down on our luck around here, aren't we? So, fine if you insist. But
Yeah, it's.
thank
I
you.
mean, it's the least. We'll be okay. You did us. I mean, you saved a life tonight, maybe two. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, the best way you can save further lives is just getting out of here. So, so once you've sorted yourself out around here, get out.
So he agrees, and they hail a carriage. The carriages are run by the Guild of Parkers. You know that they'll be safe getting an official carriage, and they jump in, and you sure that little baby Backham might have gave you a little wave, but perhaps it was just
Give him a little salute,
Yeah.
little cheeky salute.
And he smiles. So within the party sheet there is a small bureau quartz that has been handed across to you. If you
Ooh.
wish to take it, obviously
Yeah.
don't let me force you to take such a thing.
No. I think Beckham will. He will gladly take this for now rather than let it go there. But as sort of my night continues, as I walk through the Lowtown, if there seems anyone sort of less fortunate, I'm just gonna slip it to them.
Perfect. Right. So our final protagonist of the night. You are making your way through. From the one side of the street, you see some kind of commotion, a crowd gathering around something. With such distractions, you are caught unawares as you suddenly find yourself surrounded by three urchins. They hold hands, and bearing in mind these urchins are also dressed in various Carnival of Dread costumes. They are masked. They're probably no older than 12, and they surround you, and they begin to sing. Sislis, Sislis, sliding through the slick. Better go home and better run quick. Run to your parents, run to your bed. When Sislis gets you, you wish you were dead. And they all seem to clap.
Oh, very good. How long have you been practicing that?
Yeah, it's the new song. Do you want to sing it with us?
Yeah, go on then. What's words?
And they hold your hand to dance around, and they say again, Sislis, Sislis, sliding through the slick.
Through the slick.
Better go home and better run quick.
Home and better run quick.
Run to your parents.
Run to your parents.
Run to your
Run
bed.
to your bed.
When Sislick gets you, you wish you were dead.
That's good, that, and a little dance as well.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, it's the new rhyme. We're all singing it.
All right, let me see what I got on me. Find a couple of bits and hand them out among them.
Okay.
That's all I've got on me. I just came out in a rush. I'm sorry, mates.
That's okay. I mean, thank you. They all begin to look at each other. It's quite difficult to read their faces because they're all wearing masks. But they all sort of nod. Well, miss, I mean, you've been kind. We found this. I don't know whether you want to have a look at it. It's yours if you want it. and they show you something strange.
Oh yeah, how strange.
I'm going to put it into the party sheet so you can have a look at it. They say it's actually a Sislisk scale.
Oh. Oh well, it's certainly pretty.
Yeah. For those of you that can't click on this, it's a strange, glowing, iridescent scale. From what type of creature could it have possibly come from? These children are saying it's the Sislisk, but that you've never heard of such a thing.
Well, thanks very much. Yeah.
It's probably bring you good luck. Maybe.
You know, let's believe that, shall we? Could all use a bit of optimism in a world like this.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to go and do some more dancing. Do you want to join us?
You know what? I really would any other night, but I've got somewhere to be, loves.
Okay. Well, safe travels. And they run off to another unsuspecting person and dance round them as you begin to head on to your final destination.
I pat myself down really quick. Did they nick anything?
No, surprisingly enough, they haven't been. They were just, it seems.
Oh, good. There is hope for today's youth.
Yes. Well, you're a leading light in the Luth, aren't you, Kazel?
You know, I like to think so. Thanks
Yeah.
very much. Weird voice in my head.
That's okay. I'm not going away. So, all four of you carry on your journey, having had separate encounters, but all strangely linked once again, maybe by fate, maybe by destiny. Who knows? Slowly but surely, you begin to arrive at the location. When I say location, you begin to turn up where you are sure the tent of the fortune teller was last night. And it wasn't a small tent. This was a grand tent decorated with strange fetishes, objects of divination, carpeted even. But there is no sign of it. No sign at all. And in its place, currently, there is a puppet show, a small puppet theatre going on, surrounded by children and adults, all dressed in fancy dress. You do, as you begin to arrive, notice each other, though, kind of a little out of place, all looking perhaps not in the best of health or faculties. But the one thing you don't see is any fortune teller tent anymore.
But do I see any loose food knocking around? Even on the floor, like empty vendors, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to say give me a perception roll for this. You have now headed from the squalor along the slick, avoiding the breeze, but you're now down close to the Tangle Down, close to the Splendor. This is a place where things are discarded, and it's relatively easy for you to pick up items and to gather. Some things have only been maybe licked once or twice and then dropped.
Yeah, fine. If it's on the floor, pick it up.
There are half-eaten pies, some savoury, some sweet pastries, all sorts.
Definitely grab a little cheeky bit of pie.
It seems here in the Splendor, people have money to burn.
Would you like a chestnut?
After we've eaten this pie, mate, what's cracking round here? What's cracking?
I don't know. There was a fortune teller earlier.
You're here for the fortune teller as well?
Are you both here for a fortune teller?
Yes, but where is she?
Oh, I hear fortune teller over and over and over again, but I don't see a fortune teller.
Are you here for
Who was here
fortune
yesterday?
teller?
Yeah.
Who was
What
it?
did-
Wasn't it?
What did she do to you? I think she's made me sick.
I don't think she did out, mate. I'm just trying to see if she can remember what I did last night.
Yeah, same.
I've been feeling pretty rough all day. All I can remember is her.
Did anyone get a name? I'm here for fortune teller as well. She made me feel rough as houses.
I think it was Katerina X. I think it's such a blur.
Right.
Bit on the nose, don't you think? Katharina X.
Well, it was here though, wasn't it? Where do you reckon she's gone?
Oh, we should just here for one night, and she packed up and left.
Let's speak to the puppet man.
Why don't you do that? Katerina, are you about up?
You shout out. Your voice gets lost in the noise. There's the noise from the puppet show. There is in the distance fireworks going off now. There are shouts, jeers, cheers. You shout out. Your voice carries, but no sign. And also, a big tent like that, it's a big job to get it moved.
Okay. Okay, so I mean, maybe we go. What's your name? What's your name, big man?
Talita. And
Oh.
you?
Backhand here.
A pleasure to meet you, Bakan.
Yeah, same. You
Tell her a girl's name.
you what?
Tell her a girl's name.
No, it means shield.
Oh.
So your name's literally Shield.
Yeah.
Does it mean Lady Shield?
What's a lady shield?
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, what does Lady Shield mean? You know, you mean like, well, yeah, what does that mean?
You know, shield that's a lady.
Okay.
I
Maybe a
mean,
man shield would be like Talito.
Who are you then?
if a lady were to be called Talita, that would be fine.
I think. All right, I think we're getting off track a bit here. Like, right, Shield, can you take us to where are we going to take us
No.
to? Where are you going to take?
Talita.
All right, Talita, where are you going to take us to? You were to go somewhere, weren't you?
Well, there's a puppet man now.
Aren't we
They
a
might know.
bit old for puppet shows?
They might have seen where the witch went.
Yeah. Okay.
Well-
Yeah. Take us there, because she can't hear me around here, but I will keep shouting every few seconds just to see if she's knocking around somewhere.
So as you head towards the puppet show, you see the poster for it. It is Pumpkin Boy. He's got seeds for brains.
Okay, maybe I'm not too old for this.
Oh, wow, he does have seeds for brains.
It does, and he's positively alive, as it's quite obviously someone's hand with a little bit of cloth in a pumpkin head. The children are loving it, and the adults too. Like any good, typical puppet show, it's full of violence. It's not going to have a happy ending. Pumpkin Boy doesn't look like he's going to survive.
Anyone want to go see a show, or are we on with more pressing matters at the moment?
Is it a player that we'd recognise? Is it something that I might have seen before?
That they do it every Carnival of Dread. It's kind of the Carnival Dread's version of Punch and Judy.
I do it every year. It's awesome. I'm going to sit and watch.
The
You can say
kind
what
of
you want.
sorry, you go first.
You can sit and watch if you want. I'm going to try and find this fortune teller.
All right, we'll bring her back here when you find her.
kind of want to watch Pumpkin Boy. He got. mean-
oh, Pumpkin Boy.
I mean, I've heard he got Seeds for Brains, and do you know what was your name? Sorry.
Wait, I'm Kazel, love.
Do you mind if I come and watch Pumpkin Boy with you whilst these guys find a fortune teller?
Yeah, it's funnier with friends.
Right.
Father
Right, you-
Martin Wood.
Right, you guys go and find this fortune teller, lass, and we'll see what's cracking with Pumpkin Boy. That sound all right?
There's always something cracking with Pumpkin Boy.
Yeah, I'll leave you to it. Tality, you said your name was, right? I'm Clay.
Yes. Hello,
Clay.
Clay.
Nice to meet you.
And
Should we,
you.
Should we go and see if we can find anybody who knows anything about this woman?
Yes, people don't tend to talk to me, though. They don't like the look of me.
We're only, what, 3-4 times as big as me? I'm still talking to.
Well, maybe you should do the talking, you know.
All right, but they look down on me a lot. Let's see who's around. Should have a wander around and see if anybody looks like they might work here.
Perfect. Okay, so with half the group having already, well, with the group getting together for the very first time, and after the first 5 minutes, they wish to split the group again. Welcome to D&D.
I was just typing that in the chat. Yeah, I think this bodes well for what's to come.
Welcome to D&D and a GM's. It's absolutely fine. So I think we're coming up to 8:30 at the moment. I think this is the perfect time as 2 people are watching Pumpkin Boy. He's got Seeds for Brains, and 2 go to kind of search to see if they can find any clues to where this fortune teller has gone. I think that is the perfect point for a small 5-minute or so break. So I'm going to keep the stream running, so feel free to chat so far about what you've liked and not liked in chat, but we will be back. We'll keep the stream up and running, so we will be right back. Thank you for watching so far. I hope you are enjoying it. If you are, let us know. If you're not, well, don't tell us anything. See you later.
Yay, Pumpkin Boy!
Seeds for Brains!
As well, while we're taking a little break, possibly just say thanks to Swisslet for the subscription.
Yeah, I'm going to have a quick look at that. Don't forget, everybody can hear us at the moment.
Swisslet. Yeah, Swisslet.
Yeah.
Hi, Tim.
So, yeah, thank you very much, everybody that has followed and has subscribed so far. We really, really appreciate the support. I hope you are enjoying it. Sort of session 0, the first session is always kind of challenging in terms of it's bringing the group together, setting the scene, getting everything in place. I hope you enjoyed the slightly more unusual start rather than just people arriving in a tavern. A lot more to come in the second half. As I say, please feel free to chat in the stream chat. It really helps us.
It would appear that Jack is having a conversation with Jack. at the
Yeah,
moment.
Yeah.
Other
Like,
than
so
Jack
it looks like I'm really pumping myself up,
Yeah.
like I'm the best, but actually there's
It's
a
Jenny.
number of people. Well, it's Jenny, and I think there's some. I think there's
Well,
a few others.
you've taught Champ to type. That is amazing.
But Jenny is also on there, and I think others as well. So
Excellent stuff. Yeah, we basically get achievements for number of people chatting in chat. So at the moment we've got 21 viewers. It says if all of you kind of say hi or whatever, it will sort our metrics out incredibly. So please just say hi
big
or
old
whatever.
hi.
I say genuinely hope you're all enjoying it at the moment. I'm having a blast. It's really fun to see these characters kind of coming together. Not much to be said. We'll have a post-game conversation at 10:30 tonight, where you can ask me whatever you want to ask me about that will be good. There's a number of reasons why we've chosen the format that we are using. I kind of wanted to show how a GM kind of does things. It's difficult to actually directly point it out without spoiling things for players. The players can't see what I'm doing unless they're cheating and watching the stream as well. They've got their own fancy grounds working and they can see what I share to them. I only realised literally an hour and a half in that I hadn't even shared the map of the smoke to them. I just realised I had to do that so that they could actually see what's going on. So a couple of other things that we are trying to kind of work out in our heads is how you all can be part of it as well as in here. We've got a couple of ideas, which is obviously for small amounts of donations to keep the stream up and running. You can give players things like rerolls, etc., etc. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure I should allow players to be able to donate so that they get rerolls themselves.
Oh,
come on.
Can I donate for a +3 Warhammer?
you're not going to like the amount he wants.
Yeah, no. I'm just kind of.
Are we buying rerolls?
Can we buy it? Can we do that?
Not.
Can we do that?
Does bribery work in this campaign?
Bribery always works.
Cold hard cash.
Not this one. Not this session. But for the future, yeah. You can certainly donate for DM rerolls too. I'm working on all sorts of things to make the game more interesting. But what is very interesting here, I don't want to talk about it too much because we're going to go back into the game in a minute, is the idea of only having icons and character sheets rather than video streaming. I mean, it is done for a technical point of view in the fact that my tech won't handle it at the moment, but it allows us to do more interesting things. So, for instance, in the future, I'm thinking about having someone outside the game that we pre-brief as an NPC, for instance, that can jump into the game at a certain point and play that NPC for a while, which again mixes it all up. And as the stream grows and hopefully as we attract an audience, you never know, we might get some other streamers involved too. And without it being on video, it's A, easier, but B, it's also, you never know. For instance, if we get big enough, it's not even about being big enough. If we get enough interest, you never know. That strange voice could be Matt Mercer. That strange voice could be any one of your famous streamers that is just in the game for 5 minutes. I mean, how cool that be? It's a dream, it's a hope, but it's not out the bounds of possibility. So I think there's a lot of scope, and I'll talk about this in the post screen at 10:30. But there's a lot of scope for doing some more interesting things in it. It also means that we can have guest players as well, etc., etc. So we've got a lot of plans for it. There are a lot of stumbling blocks in terms of financing it all. I'm very keen on ensuring that people who do things for the stream, whether it's artwork, fan art, music, anything like that, we compensate for their time basically. I don't want to be sort of going to an artist, do some free art, because art it's a vocation. People should be paid in one way or another for the stuff that they do. So we need to make it for it to grow. I'm more than happy to do this if people are more than happy to tune in every other week. I'm more than happy to do it in this format. But if we want to make it grow, then we need to make it viable so we can afford to buy beautiful artwork, etc., etc., etc. So that's where your donations, your subscriptions, and everything else will be reinvested in making things grow. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I love children's art, so absolutely go for it.
I do like Miss Blackthorn's idea there about maybe having some way of speaking directly into the characters' heads. That seems quite
Yeah,
and quite a terrifying idea at once.
We're not
absolutely.
mental enough.
There is a whole host of ideas that we can do. For the future, really. Just as a heads up before we're going to go back into the game, it's not been so much a break, but just kind of chatting with you guys, which is really good. And once again, thanks to everybody that has subbed, has followed, and is now chatting in the stream as well. The very first episode of this is episode 0, will be on the 12th of January. And then it'll be fortnightly, so the next one will be the 26th of January, just so you've got a date for your diaries there. Okay, so let us get back into the minds of our characters. Let us return to that place known as the Smoke as we continue our part 2. So, enjoying Pumpkin Boy, he's got seeds for brains. It's violent and bloody, and the moral is that poor Pumpkin Boy, his head is split open. It is revealed he does indeed have seeds for brains. The happy ending of sorts is those seeds can be planted so Pumpkin Boy can return to the Fair of Frights and the Carnival of Dread next year. The performance winds down. The children and parents move on to buy some various sweets, confectionaries, pies, hot drinks, all available here. Before we come to that, though, it takes a good 5-10 minutes for the show to come to an end. That gives the two people doing some investigations means that you can have a look around. Describe to me what you're doing. How are you going about this?
We walking around and seeing if there's anybody standing there looking like they're working here. Seeing if there's anybody we can ask if anybody knows anything about any fortune tellers or anything different yesterday.
Okay.
Anyone who might have been here for a while.
Okay, so I'm more than happy. This is something to the audience. More than happy for sometimes players to pitch the kind of skill they want to use. This allows us to take it out of the usual, investigation or perception. It might be that is the skills that they want to use, but they might come up with something creative using a different kind of skill instead. So the two of you gathering together into a team, a dwarf and orc, what skills would you like to use to try and resolve this somehow?
I would like to investigate, please.
Okay, that is pretty straightforward. Now, we are playing, I know we're quite fast and loose on the rules something, but we are playing 5th edition D&D, so the rules kind of do apply. This means that Clay, you fundamentally, if you wish to, can use the aid action, which means gives advantage to the investigation, or you can go your own way and choose a different skill.
I'm going to go a step further and apply guidance as well.
Okay, so you're going to aid and guide. Is that right?
point out to people to speak to and kind of guide and investigate, point out anything that looks a bit unsuspicious.
That is fine. I think you are familiar with the way that Fancy Grounds works, but you do have modifier and you do have the way of modifying your roll. If not, we can do it mentally. But you need to give me an investigation roll.
Guidance is an extra D4, right?
That's right, yeah.
I don't know how to add that to my roll.
Roll it and add that afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
Just as a little thing, I think that what you can do is, if you wanted to, you could drag a D20 to your hotkey and drag a D4 to your hotkey and then roll both of them. I've been
Oh.
told that that works sometimes.
Can I drag investigation and a D4? Yeah, the D20 and D4 works.
Yeah.
And do I have advantage as well?
Yeah, sorry, you have advantage as well. So click the advantage button, and that should technically. We're all learning here with awesome Fancy Grounds.
Okay, that didn't roll with
okay.
advantage.
That's okay. So just roll another D20, and we'll see whether you get better than the 6.
Do you have a modifier on that as well?
Oh God, I do +3.
Okay, so it's a 10.
10. Oh God.
It's a 10. You are at first level, and I kind of homebrew that levels of difficulty scale with levels of characters as well. And a 10 isn't a disaster in terms of a skill check. People do talk to you. People are interested in you and are happy to answer your questions. You think that maybe one or both of you are kind of been noticed doing the deeds that you did earlier in the evening, and this certainly greases the voices, the mouths, to kind of give you some information. But it's really strange. Everybody tells you, well, there's not been a tent there. What? Sorry, I mean, are you sure you're in the right place? You start speaking to some of the other vendors that obviously have been here throughout most of this week so far. Their answers are exactly the same. It is a strange quandary.
I don't understand.
It was here, wasn't it?
I was here.
I'm
It
sure.
was here.
Well, where could they? Should we go and see those other two? See if they agree.
Yes. I also want to know what happened to Pumpkin Boy.
Pumpkin Boy.
Have you not seen it before?
No, I don't get into town often.
so
I travel.
I thought everybody had seen it. He dies and spreads his seed everywhere.
Oh. I'm sad.
The new one comes back. Watch it later.
Okay.
And we
So-
head back.
You begin to head back, which is perfectly fine. By the time you got back, the Pumpkin Boy has all but finished, giving both Kazel and Bakken a few moments to do something whilst you are there as well. Is there anything particularly that you wanted to do?
Do you know what, Kazel? I was hesitant before we started this. I was like, "What's going to happen?" It's just a baby with pumpkin on its head. But that were really good. That were.
It's going at so many different levels there.
Yeah.
And the explosion at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you know when you're wrong, you're wrong, and to be fair, expectations blown away. So top notch.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, pal. Now you know where to come next year.
Yeah. You know, I can't believe he's got seeds for brains.
Not many can.
But yeah, that were great. I can see the big lad and the little lad are just coming back as well.
Oh, Oh, they're gonna be so miffed when they realise they missed his head exploding.
How are you guys? How do you guys get on? Talita, are guys get on okay? How was a fortune teller? Well, not a fortune, pumpkin, bloke over there. How was that?
Is it Talita or Talita?
Talita.
Okay, noted.
How'd
Oh,
you
yeah.
get on?
Badly.
Everybody reckons that there wasn't anybody here, no fortune tellers here.
At all.
Yeah.
What, like since yesterday?
No, since ever.
So they've never been fortune teller here.
No. It doesn't make sense.
We asked that poor guy. He's been here all week. He says he hasn't seen anybody looking like a fortune teller.
Can I ask a question? What can you remember from fortune teller? Like, can you remember, like specifically them reading the fortunes? Can you remember them? Can you remember their face? Do you know what I mean? Like, can you remember any of that? Or do you just have the name in your head?
It's
I re-
kind of strange, as you
You're
haven't
telling
been
me.
briefed. As you haven't been briefed upon this yet. You can remember the bright colours within the tent. You can remember strange incense, a large globe of crystal. As for the face, she was veiled, so not so much. She had strange long fingernails painted red, her fingers adorned by many different rings. The price was cheap. The price was only a bit, the smoked version of a silver piece. You all, though, have a feeling what she told you was really important. Really, really important. And it's a kind of on the tip of your tongues. But the harder you try and think, it's almost like holding water. It seems to squeeze through your fingers and you lose it again and again and again. You remember leaving, and that is everything that you can remember.
Because I'll tell you for why. When I try, I've got name in my head, but when I try and think of specifics, she looked like what she said to me, that sort of jazz. It's lost, right? And usually I'm pretty good at this sort of stuff, remembering, and I can't remember. All I've got is just name in my head. I can't remember all else.
I remember her nails.
Yeah,
Long.
I'm starting to think you weren't half wrong when you called her a witch, Talita.
How can we be the only people to remember her?
Maybe there were more. Maybe they ain't come back tonight. Maybe
Well, where are they then?
they're sicker than we feel.
You'll feel
I don't mean to intrude. A voice interrupts you.
That's okay.
You turn and you see an individual, a human. Let me just call up the thing. You see a human. Let me call it the right bit of information. He's a rough-looking human in his late 30s. He's got a heavy accent. Some of you might be able to place it from the east somewhere, Eastern Europa, maybe from the Empire of Borgengast. He's clad in battered leathers, has greasy, long hair tied back, and a nose which looks like it's been broken one too many times. I couldn't help overhearing you speak about this fortune teller.
Do you know her?
Yes, I haven't visited myself, but there are others like you. She has put a curse upon them, but I can help you.
Wait, are you saying we're cursed?
Yes,
How do you know that?
because of the others that have come before you. She does this year on year with her witchery.
So it is a witch.
I have never really managed to lay my eyes upon her, but I suspect so. There's
And,
been
what kind of curse?
the curses differ. The curses differ. They are terrible, terrible curses, though, and the longer that you let them take root in your heart, the worse it will be for you. And let me and those that help me cleanse you of such things. My name is Benedict Hauser.
Okay. What's it?
They are close by. Come.
Why are you trying? Why are you trying to help us? You just don't like people who are cursed.
Oh, it is the right thing to do, is it not?
Well, you know what? It definitely is. But after spending 2 or 3 weeks around here, most people don't have best intentions. Do you know what I mean?
I'll second that. Lived here all my life, and I'd agree.
No, there are plenty of good people.
Are there?
Where are you living? You should come
Well,
to my
I
fort.
met you. You seem nice. I'm nice. He's nice.
You know nothing about these people.
I've been here 3 weeks just knocking around Lowtown, and
Oh, there you go.
well, yeah, but you got to keep your wits about you around there. But if you're anywhere around there, you're not really allowed to sort of knock around there, are you?
People around here would chew you up and spit you out, Talita. Naive
People are
as you are.
good. You just have to give them a chance.
Yeah, you
Chance to nick your money.
get a few
Chance to
bad
stab
apples.
you in the back.
Overall, good people. Maybe if you're going down them weird places and you get some unusual people, but up in neighbourhoods, you get good lot.
It seems to me, good or not, you have little choice. You wish to be free of this curse. I promise on everything that I hold dear, we will make you free of your curse.
Can I insight roll this person, please? Is that okay?
I mean, I guess as a player, you are allowed to do such a thing.
I am naturally curious as to this person's intention.
Insight roll.
Go on, Jack, insight roll him.
Oh, it's proper average, that.
Well, you see, I mean, this is an interesting one for chat and everything else, because we are playing where the audience can see rolls now. I'm just wondering whether certain rolls should be for mine and the audience's attention only.
What, so I hypothetically roll a dice, I don't know the result?
No, I roll a dice for you. You don't see it.
Okay.
Just don't look at your dice.
It might be interesting because you see, if I tell you now that he's telling the truth. I mean, he could actually be telling the truth, and you've just rolled badly. But he seems to be telling the truth. He's certainly a person of conviction, and he certainly wants to cure you of this curse.
Well, look, I don't know about you lot, but for me, I woke up like, I don't know, an hour ago. I felt like rubbish, and you know, it's very unlike me to do. Some weird's going on is what I'm getting to. So
Yeah,
if we agree just to look out for ourselves as we follow this sort of stuff and just make sure we've got each other's backs.
Don't
Yeah.
worry.
You know what? I'm up for a bit of adventure. Let's follow him.
So let's crack on, right?
Can't think of anywhere I'd rather be right now. Certainly not at work.
Exactly. So lead the way.
He nods. It's not far. It's not far. And he begins to lead you through the streets. You follow, and he leads you eventually down alleyway. It's not much farther. I've got a place close by. We'll get you sorted.
Thank you.
So this is where we will do this. Okay.
Ruh-roh.
So you get to. I'm going to actually share the map with you this time, rather than you.
Ooh.
Rather than you. He kind of leads you down this alleyway. Hopefully you can all see that. He stops and he says, I am truly sorry. There was no lie to be had here. I do indeed seek to cleanse you.
Good, thank you.
Now, it would be easier if you surrender now. There is no cure. The only cure is fire, flame. You must all burn.
All right, nice meeting you. Bye.
And people begin to move out of the various alleyways. It will be easier upon you if you surrender.
Back down. You do not want this fight.
Oh, none of us want this fight, right? Just bugger off. Come on.
It
Come
is.
on. Pumpkin Boy's starting again in a minute.
Yeah, I want to watch second act.
It is our duty. You have been cursed by this witch. We did not want this.
Sorry.
Looks like you did.
Sorry, pal. Duty to what? Duty to who? Like, what's this duty for?
Duty to the Order of the Flame.
Order at Flame.
You
heard
cannot
of
be
it.
allowed to live. A final chance. As
For what?
You will either surrender or make your deaths quick, or we will subdue you and we will burn you alive.
Yeah, we all down for a little bit of surrendering.
I surrender.
Yeah, like, it's fine. Yeah, surrender.
Drop your weapons then.
I mean, I've just got a crappy bow. Here you go, mate. I got these short swords and all.
I ain't got no weapons.
Okay.
Apart from these daggers.
Well, I mean, what do you what?
So you have a choice here. You can let them come and subdue you, or you can roll initiatives to act when your turn is, but they are looking like they're about to approach you now. There are 4 individuals that are armed in chain shirts. They have shields and spears, and then there is Benedict Hauser as well. They seem to be zealous. Benedict Hauser says, I made you a promise to cleanse you of this. Burnt is clean, and this is the only way.
If they come near me, I'm stabbing them. With this dagger I don't have.
If we yeah, what's crack if we surrender? What are you gonna do? What's plan after that?
Then we will kill you and burn your bodies.
Oh,
Have they made that clear?
right, okay.
If you make trouble for us, we will merely subdue you and then burn you alive, for you are wicked wretches then.
Right, so what options are death or death?
Yes, I am sorry. I do not wish it was this way, but it is the only way.
So
I've spent my life following the Lord of Fire, Vulcan. I'm not going to let you burn me alive.
Then you know his flame is purifying. You
I
are
think you've got his flame.
There is little time before you will turn into monsters.
Oh, shut up, mate. And I'm just gonna get my bow out.
Okay.
Yeah,
I-
I've just about enough of this.
I think at this point we'll have some initiatives off you all.
Level.
All the beautiful coloured dice. Okay, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh no, I just saw it going first.
Yeah,
Good luck.
Kazel. I love first level. A single critical hit can.
Done.
Single bad hit and you might knock yourself out.
Yeah, I mean it's to the audience. Seriously, I get more nervous about combats at level 1 than any other level.
This voice in my head is saying some very unsettling things, guys.
Yeah,
We need to talk about this after we fight here. We're going to talk about that voice in your head.
Oh, I'd love that. That's something I would love to solve.
I'm not going away.
He said in a Brummy accent.
Yeah, that Brummie accent is not the thing to mock, especially at this moment in time. It is your go.
Audibly. Oh dear.
Unless you're spending your entire turn mocking the Brummie voice in your head, in which case I will move it across to Benedict Hauser.
No. All right. So you see there are 4 of them and Benedict. I only see 3 on the map.
That's because 1 is not in your line of sight.
I am going to. Which one is Benedict?
It's the one that hopefully, if you hover your thing over, he's directly in front of you. But I've even done their names.
Oh, that's so useful. I'm going to cast Grease under him. Or slip him up on his arm.
Okay, here we go. Excellent. So, Grease. One of the great things about here is I don't have to remember all of the spells. So it's going to be a 10-foot square. Whereabouts do you want that? Each square is 5 foot, so you can get him and 3 other squares in effect. Where do you want that square to land?
Can I click and drag that to show you, or do I just tell you?
You can click and drag it if you want to put it over, if you've got a way of doing it.
If you click both of your mouse buttons at the same time and press shift, you can drag a square.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Fancy.
Oh, lovely.
Fancy
great.
work.
That's where I want my grease to be, please.
Okay, then I think if you, the only person that you can hit is Benedict. So if you target him, which is control and left click. Yeah. And then I think if you open your grease spell up, you can now cause him to make a saving throw. Yeah, so he succeeds. I am a little bit curious because it says your save is only DC 8, and I have a feeling it should be more than that, even at
can see-
level
According
1.
to the
I see
guide,
on there
it
it says DC
13.
13. But he rolled a 13. so-
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, I don't know why. If you, it's because you got grease twice. Yeah, you got grease twice. You are grease lightning. If you look at your character sheet, you've got grease on your character sheet twice.
I didn't have grease twice when I loaded it up this evening.
Yeah. But that's okay. 13, he just about saves, unfortunately, and to no effect does he slip over. We have a witch as well. These magics. That is only your action though, so you do have a bonus action and a move action should you wish to.
Yeah, I'm going to be moving 30 feet in the opposite direction.
Okay, so each square is 5 foot. Look at that.
Can you see that?
I can see that. That is awesome. I'm loving all of these
How
things.
do I make it stay, Andy? How do I make it stay?
I think you just, I don't know what you're doing.
I want to go there.
Okay. I think you just move your icon to it. So if you click on, if you just pick it up and move it, I think that's the measuring point. So I think that it's not moving
All
you,
right.
it just tells you.
Let me try. If I get this down, I won't have to do it again. Let me try shift and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not working. Oh, I'm making a right mess of this board.
There you go. I've done it for you.
Thank you.
That's okay. So you wanted to move there. You can see the other fella now. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, he's coming for you. He is.
Oh, good.
Okay, then we've got a couple of people here. We have Benedict Hauser. He's currently in Greece, but I don't think it affects him until
Yeah.
the end of his turn. Is that correct?
Yeah, end its turn there.
Yeah. So he made a creature that enters the area or ends its turn there. So he's going to move out of that. And it was there. So he is just going to move to here and says, you will be purified. As he moves to the closest person and is going to attempt to strike at you, Bakken. He's got a mace, but an 11 is a miss.
It is.
Then the Order of the Flame, number 2. They don't have numbers on their armor or their tabards. I am not a number. I am a zealous warrior.
Right.
You keep telling yourself that, love.
Yeah, of course you are.
Your God loves you and all that.
He's about to
Even if
tell
no
you.
one else does.
He attempts to strike you with its spear. And does indeed hit you.
Ah!
For maximum damage.
Oh God.
Ah!
Then we move to Clay Ironheart.
Ooh, choices. I don't like this Benedict guy. I think that he needs to go away. So I'm going to run over and smack him with a hammer.
Okay.
I've now got the same thing as that there.
Yeah, you can just count the squares and move.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, sorry, I don't remember it being like this when last
It's
week.
because it was
Yeah.
in beta. So did you want to get flanking? I've presumed that
I'm
you did.
Very happy to get flanking, yes.
So, just a game for the audience. We use the variant flanking rule. So, if you're directly opposite, it means you have advantage on your attack. It speeds up combat no end. It speeds it up even more if the player targets
Right at
the,
detail.
the
Targeting,
thing.
great.
He was wearing leather armor, and his armor class is 11, so that will hit him. A 14 will hit him. And you heavily damage him. Very good. Then move to Bakken.
Yeah. I'm just going to take out my short sword and try and hit Benedict here.
Yeah, taking down the leader.
Hopefully.
So you have advantage on your attack.
That's good. Okay. Let's try and hit the short sword.
You do indeed hit. And you take him down. Now, you didn't mention that you were trying to do non-lethal damage.
No.
Was you trying to eviscerate him?
Absolutely. You know, if he starts, say our option to death or death, then
Yeah.
soon as I see Clay coming with this, I'm just going to try and chop down again.
Okay.
But as a free action, I will point my bloodied short sword to Order of Flame number and go, look, you know, you don't stop it, lads. This is, you know, pack it in. You see what's happened to your pal down here.
You seem to be having the opposite effect. Rather than being scared, zealous ferocity rides over them. They go, "You will burn for that," and Order of the Flame.
No.
Okay. You do have actually a bonus action and a move action. Should you wish to take advantage of such things?
I'm just going to move. Crikey, why is it doing all of this? I'd
Yeah,
like
you can
to
work it
move
out.
back to where I am now.
It used to be just drag, and now drag
yeah.
seems to give that.
Yeah. Wherever my character is now, I'd like to move there, please, as I sort of way.
So you want to move to here?
Yes, please.
I'm not sure what you were doing there, but I can move you to there.
No. I've done.
Okay. That is very good. And then we move to Order of the Flame 3. Order of the Flame 3 is... you've just cut him down, so he's going to charge you. And he's going to target you. Bakken. And he is going to swing his spear at you and miss. And then we move to Talita.
I told you, mate. Just pack it in.
I don't think he's listening.
Okay, I will move up to here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't actually move. It's like I can say I want to move.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I'll have to check settings and see whether there's a new thing that they've put into. But yeah, you move there.
And I will attempt to attack this person non-lethally.
Okay, you do have advantage with such an attack due to flanking. I will have to have a play around with settings. You do hit, and you do non-lethally take him down. I'm going to leave him there.
Can I free action just ruffle his hair as he hits the deck?
Yeah, okay.
Told you.
Absolutely.
I told you did not want this fight.
And then I will continue moving.
Oops, yeah, go on.
Up next to Kazel.
Yeah. Perfect. No bonus action or anything else?
Nope.
Order of the Flame 1. Because everybody's left, he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20 and run in there. Yeah, he's a zealot, so he's blind with fury. Tactics thrown to the wayside as he just charges you with this spear. Hence, he is not playing tactically and getting flanking. And ooh, he will miss you. And then we move to Order the Flame floor, which is Order the Flame 4. Where is 4? 2, 1. That was Order of the Flame 4. So it's this one here. Sorry. I don't know the difference between 1 and 4. But he's going to attack you as well.
I hadn't even seen him there.
Okay, he pops out. We can pop him out there.
Sneaky boy.
And
Oh, crap. Hey, guys.
that is the first round. Kazel, it is your go.
Oh god. Okay, then daggers that I don't have, they're coming out. I'm gonna slash at him once.
Okay, I don't know how tactically you want to play, but you can wheel around him to get advantage on your attack.
I'm kind of panicked.
It's up to you. I'm not saying you want to metagame it, but it's up to you.
Well, yeah.
Okay, stay there and slash where you are.
I don't know if I can move her. Let's have a look.
You can get to there easily without leaving his attack without leaving his threat range, but it's up to you.
I can get there, but I can't.
You want me to move you, is what you're saying?
Yes, please.
There we go. Job done.
Brilliant.
So you can target him now, and you have advantage on your attack. This kind of thing just speeds up combat. Oh, nice. You hit. Heavily damaging him, but he's still up.
And I'm gonna have another go at him with the one in my offhand.
Okay, because you took an attack action. Have you got dual wielding or anything like that?
Got 2 weapon fighting, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it then. See if you can finish him off. Still with advantage.
Wish me luck.
Oh,
Oh, crit.
Nice.
right. This is why we need donations for gem rerolls, so I can say reroll that critical hit.
Or if people are feeling more generous, it always helps support
I will-
the
I will-
level 1 characters that you're sending all of these people against.
Oh,
I will
this
say-
is an easy fight for you.
I just want to say just a comment about that. It doesn't matter because I critted, but I set this dagger to my offhand, but it hasn't taken away my proficiency bonus.
Right. It's okay. So,
It should be +2 rather than +3, but it was a 20 anyway. So.
yeah, a natural 20 is a natural 20 is a hit.
But the thing is, when I roll this damage dice now, it's going to do 1d4 +3 instead of just 1d4.
Okay, but it's a critical hit, so it should do 2d4.
Okay, well,
You could
I just
you
roll
can
the
roll-
I'll just roll the normal d4 twice.
No, just click on your damage. Seriously.
It should just roll twice for you.
Yeah, just click on your damage, and the machine will do the rest. Go
Don't
for
affect
it.
anything else.
Yeah, look at that. You did 9 points of damage, even taking away other things. It's
Well,
more than enough
yeah.
to take him down.
Actually, I did 6 because that's with +3. So.
Yeah. 6
Yeah,
is
you-
easy
The
enough.
damage hit points by 5, so
6
Fair
is,
enough, I'll take it.
how do you deliver this critical strike against him?
It's actually quite unremarkable. I'll give him 1 stab in the stomach just to keep him rooted, and then I'll put the other one in his side just above his hip, and then rip it across.
Okay, nice.
oh my.
Keep it out. Just don't want to
Oh my.
don't want to give them the opinion that I'm reaching for a firearm or anything. Just keep it nice down there.
Very good. Clay, it seems that all the action is the other side of the street, apart from the fact you've got 2 uninjured upon you.
It's not ideal, is it? I think I'm going to carefully put my warhammer on the ground and
So
take
you
my holy
surrender.
symbol- take my holy symbol and start to mutter a word to the Lord Vulcan, and I'm going to cast Word of Radiance
Oh, nice.
on both of them.
Order of Flame, Order of Flame. Excellent. Both succeed, though. Is Word of Radiance half damage?
No, because it's a cantrip.
Okay, just double check that. You're probably
Yeah.
right there.
Saving throw or take. so
Okay.
half damage.
We are blessed to defeat you monsters, he says. Your magics cannot harm us. Then we move to Bakan. Sorry, Clay. You do have a bonus action and a move action. I was
Oh,
assuming
it's fine.
you
I
didn't
don't
want to
run
do.
away from these. Let them
No.
attack me.
I assumed that was the case, which is wrong of me. You should always, as a GM, let the players take their turn, unless you're feeling really mean. Bakan, your go. The one at your feet is unconscious, alive but unconscious.
Lads, I've just stop, and I'm gonna free action drop my short sword.
Yeah.
And get out my long bow.
Yeah.
And just take a pop at the flame 4.
Okay, you are targeting.
As it just goes into the mid mark and go,
Yeah.
that were a warning shot.
Was that me?
That were a warning shot. Just stop it. Just look at all these guys. Just pack it in.
We have righteousness upon us.
I bet you do. We've got just stop.
Okay. Tal Ita. So you can get to there, yeah. Do you want to do that?
Yeah. Yes, please.
I'm trying to
And-
see why you can't move your own things. It'll be hidden in settings for some reason.
Yes, I think there might be a setting for GM-approved movement.
Yeah.
Somewhere, but yeah, I target this guy.
Yeah.
Again, non-lethal.
You're so nice.
Not trying to kill anyone.
Spilled the guts of my guy.
Talita doesn't judge, but he has his own.
Oh, neither. Stab.
You hit again.
Oof.
Heavy damage, but he is still alive.
Oh, I'll just crit fish because I.
Yeah.
Forgot
Yeah,
the
no, you
other-
did move
yeah,
that.
no, it's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's there for. As I say, it seems to be a little bit unbalanced, the variant rule for flanking, but you don't want combat encounters to go on forever, so it does speed it up somewhat.
And if they can do it to you too, gets
oh,
rough.
Yeah, absolutely. But I fundamentally I like to play the monsters as they're meant to be. So Order of the Flame 1 again, Zealous. I'm not sure he's going to do. He's going to attack you. He's going to just going to carry on. He's going to try and spear you, Clay, and miss. And Order of the Flame 4 is going to do the same. And it will critically hit you.
Don't suppose he has disadvantage because he's got a guy behind him.
No.
Oh,
Not
The good news there, critical hits are terrible at first level for players. He was rolling 1d6, so he was rolling 2d6. The fates are with you though. I managed to get a 1 and a 3 plus 1, meaning only 5 points of damage. Next time, you will go down.
Don't check chat. Don't look at chat. It's fine.
why? What's that doing?
Yeah, re-rolls.
Somebody in
We'll be
chat
talking re-rolls
re-roll.
at the post game analysis at 10:30 for future. for future games. Then we move to Kazel. Kazel the Knife.
Well, I'm feeling even worse than I did when I got here. I'm slowly bleeding out. Let me see. I will go over here. Can I go there?
Yeah, you might be able to move now. I've put one setting on. So, oh wait there. Do that again. I don't know whether that. Oh yeah! Wow. You didn't see that, but you get a little tick and a cross, and I can approve it, and you automatically move
Oh.
there. That is
You have to
awesome.
approve our movement now.
Yeah, that is
Don't wanna
awesome.
move up to this point.
So
I'm
you
gonna
move
whip
to there.
out. I'm gonna whip out my trusty old crossbow. I'm gonna fire at this one directly between Uzi Mawatsit and Big Green Guy.
Okay.
I've got
Don't
a-
forget to target him.
Will try my best not to forget.
There we go. Order of the Flame. He hasn't got a number 4 because he is not a number. I've already made that joke, but it is true. That was so close, almost a 13. If you've got any rerolls, you could use them, but you don't. So,
Yeah, that was another warning shot.
yeah. He seems to be having a charmed life as we move across to Clay.
They're definitely warm.
They better be.
I'm going to see if if Vulcan is going to be on my side again, and I'm going to try another Word of Radiance.
So one succeeded, one failed this time. Maybe Vulcan.
Oh,
You took one down. One
Why did I
hit
take
point.
one down with that?
1 hit point of damage left, but it's enough as you kill this one that Talita was so keen to try and keep alive. Oops.
I didn't kill him. It was Vulcan.
Okay. That's the way you would want to go, burnt in the flames. Then we move to Bakken.
That's me. So I'm really sorry. How, yeah. So I just.
You want to move there?
Yes. Can you approve that, please?
Look at that.
Then Order of the Flame number 1. I'm going to say you've had numerous warning shots, pal.
You hit.
And I'm going to call upon my mystical bond with nature and make him my favoured foe for 1 minute.
Okay.
I think he's all our favourite foe, to be honest.
Exactly. And go, just, told you about this.
A heavy
And
damage.
heavy damage.
Very nice.
Favourite
Very
foe,
nice.
lonely thug.
It is interesting. You've survived a critical hit. You've done very well so far. Is that the end of your go, Bakken?
Don't jinx it.
I wave at him, and then I am my go.
And then Talita. Approve. Oh, you'll have to watch the actual video on demand for this, so you can see how cool. I feel like I've got power when I
You didn't have that before.
yeah.
All this can work. Can I move there, please?
Yeah. I have so control in my real life. This is just amazing. Ah,
Oh, I didn't do with.
yeah, you do have advantage, which is good.
Oh, still missed.
I still missed, which is ironic, really, because you're the only one not trying to murderize them. So the very fact you missed him means that probably he's going to die horribly now.
Yeah, so I
just
think.
want him to take it.
Yeah, I think Talita's is trying to aim for the head and just kind of catches him on a shoulder blade as he moves.
Yep,
It
it just kind of
off.
scrapes off.
Did you mean to shatter his collarbone?
Unfortunately, he's zealous. He is
He
in the
keeps
moment.
moving.
With you not doing anything, even in your huge orcish form, he's just going to carry on attempting to attack Clay.
Oh.
But he misses, unfortunately. Then we
Oh,
move
God.
to Kazel.
All right, all right. Let me get opposite him.
Does Andy approve that?
She hasn't done it yet. She's done it. Watch this. Boom. It's
Moving very
With a bloody Grash in my side, never moves so quick.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna whip out the dagger again.
Yeah.
It's done me so well in the last couple of rounds.
So because he's flanked, even though you're technically not flanking him, you do have advantage.
Yeah, that's great.
I know. He's surrounded, really. He is zealous, but you do have this benefit. It's a good job. You missed, but you did have a natural one as well.
I'm gonna try again with my
Offhand.
offhand one, which I think I fixed to work properly. So let's give it a go. See what happens.
Double 13s.
Wonderful.
You hit him. 2 damage. Still
Little prick.
alive. Still alive. He kind of looks at you.
That's what all the men do, love.
Debauched. You witch. Clay, you'll go.
Look to him. Do you surrender?
Surrender to monsters? Never.
Then bathe in the holy flames of Vulcan. As I, this time, go with Sacred Flame.
Oh. Is this ranged?
It's a deck save on your part, I believe.
Oh, deck save. Okay, so you target him, force him to make a deck save. It looks like he might have failed that deck save. So, a massive 2 points of damage, but it is enough as he too goes down. And combat. Certainly the sounds of combat are replaced by the sounds of the peelers' whistles. You know, you have perhaps moments before they arrive here. Now, law in the smoke is an interesting thing, really. Fundamentally, the police, the night watchmen, are all funded by the 7 great mercantile houses, which means that corruption, whoever's paying them their wages, bends the law to their will. There's a good chance that you can prove yourself this was self-defense. There's also a good chance you might find yourself locked away without any kind of support. No one can say whether this Order of the Flame is being employed by any of the great mercantile houses, yay or nay. But it is a dangerous thing to be found amongst bodies covered in blood.
Get out of here now before they...
Yeah.
Guys, I'm not sure I can run.
What's up?
You
What's up?
wait.
You all right?
Are you injured?
A little bit.
I lean
All right,
over, hand on your shoulder, and say a few words. And cast Cure
Oh,
Wounds.
yeah, let's go.
Oh wow. Oh, you're gonna have to teach me how to do that. Wow.
You're
All
not
right, I think I can run.
Let's go.
As
Good
you,
man, Clay.
as
And
you,
I will put my hand on Clay's shoulder and healing hands him.
Mhm. Very good.
Okay.
You are currently out of initiatives now, so let's clean that up on the combat tracker.
I will just point at the exit.
You do hear something as you begin to make your fleeing. You
Who's that?
all. There's a slight rattle of rubbish, and emerging from this alleyway here, you see a strange figure. Nothing particularly unusual, those of you who spent any time in the slick. A rat folk. Many rat folk are perhaps thought to be were-rats, but they're not. They are rat creatures. Many of them work for the Ratters Guild, capturing small vermin, keeping the sewers clear. They also act, if he is a Ratters Guild member, as offering services of hidden movement across the city through the many sewer systems and the like. They know it off by heart. Not obviously a threat at the moment, as he indicates. If you need help getting out of here, help me gather the spoils off them, and I can make you disappear for a while. He kind of shows you a rat that has been stuffed. Its two eyes looking in different directions. The calling card of the Ratters Guild itself. For services rendered, just the spoils, that's all. You need to be quick. I can hear those whistles coming.
Don't wanna be
Lads,
here.
lasses, what you
Pat him down, pat him down, pat him down. Let's go.
He
Yeah.
starts taking some of the items off one of them, regardless of what you're going to do.
Start
Yeah.
to help out.
Doing it anyway. Let's just do it. Let's go.
So you grab whatever items you can, and he says, right, let's get out of here. And he kind of leads you down this alley here. It's always nice to use the battle maps where you can. There you go. And it doesn't take you long before you hear the cobbled boots of the peelers coming, and they begin to investigate the area. By the time they notice anything, you have disappeared down into the sewers itself. Hey, you all. My name is Eddie. Well met. Welcome to the Ratters Guild services. You look like you found yourself a bit of trouble. I can get you to a safe house. I mean, these items, if you're happy for me to keep, more than enough payment. Get you to a nice, safe place. Rest up.
Well, I mean, I can't talk for everybody, but it sounds fine by me. What are you guys saying?
I don't want to get caught by the peel around here.
Hey, you know what? I've got a bit of an headache coming on. I think I need to sit down sooner rather than later.
So we're happy to take this, rats.
This
Hey,
is
hey,
a bad
hey.
day.
This, he kind of shoves the stuffed rat in your face. This is a rat.
All right.
Me, Eddie. No rats. Me kill rats.
Do you know what, my friend? I mean, no disrespect by that. You know, rats.
Vermin. We have
And
to.
you're not.
What?
You like you don't. I mean,
Shush.
Let's just get out of here.
What are you trying to say?
Rats aren't vermin. Lovely little creatures.
Yeah, not the ones down here in the sewers. Right,
No, they're
bastards.
You can catch them and give me your pet, but we're getting out of here now.
all right. Yeah, fine. Sound. Lead the way, mate.
And he does indeed, good to his word, lead you through the sewers. The sewers of the Smoke are substantially worse than the surface, even the Squalor. They are caked in effluent, sometimes so low that you have to bend double to move round. and the stench is, well, indescribable. But a good maybe hour's worth of travel and you are completely lost. You have literally no idea where in the city that you are. But good to his word, he does take you to what appears to be a safest house. I'm just going to pop you down here. There is a secret door that leads from the sewers into this place. Right, this should do you for a moment. He kind of points to some cots, not overly comfortable places to sleep and maybe even lie. He says if you need any food through that door there's a small place, some stores. We use it to hide out in for a while. It's none of my business. You don't have to tell me anything. And he kind of pushes the rat in your faces again. Being gilded, and that is a guild member and not having my chopped off.
Okay.
I am licensed to potentially offer guild help should you need it. What troubles you? If you wish to tell me, I might have answers.
Has the guild heard of any fortune tellers going on in the carnival?
Fortune tellers. Interesting. None that I know of, but I can speak to others. The ratters and the beggars, we are like brothers. Yes, two low guilds together. I can see the beggars guild, eyes on the surface. Ratters can get you anywhere in the city. We can put word out for you. Is that it? You seek a fortune teller? The more you can tell me, the more I can do for you.
We know a name, right? Why don't you just give him his name?
Yeah, Katerina Hex.
Right. And what business do you have with her?
She
On it.
may have cursed us.
You are cursed. Even worse. Right. I'll see what I can do about that as well. So, Katerina Hex and cursed. Okay. Right. I will give you some time to rest up. Eat your fill from the room. Do not worry. It is good for your stomachs. It is not diseased or poisoned. It is a gift, part of the service.
Have you got any water? I really need a drink.
Yeah, there will be some skins there. Fresh water, not sewer water.
Good, I am very thirsty.
Right. I will be back as soon as I can. It might take a while. Do not be worried if it is half a day or so. Just make yourself comfortable. It will give time for the whistles to silence, yes?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, and with that he climbs back up the stairs and leaves. You hear the door close, but you don't hear any kind of lock or anything shutting. And once again, for the very first time in this game, you find yourselves all together but alone.
So, is this like a normal day for you guys? This sort of stuff?
No.
No.
No, nothing so exciting normally.
I'm going to walk over to one of the skins and try and have another drink.
Okay, so there's a door here, and this is you. So you kind of walk into this room.
So I don't think we can see the map at the moment, Andy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did that deliberately, obviously.
Oh,
Nice.
I did that deliberately, just to test whether you'd be, sensible enough to tell me you couldn't see it. So
we're not sensible enough.
where
You
Talita,
want it to flow.
it's a shame because where Talita was standing, there's a sweet little door there that stops you having a look through, and then you can open the door and there's a little room. I love Fantasy Grounds. It's super cool. So in this very small chamber at the back, there's a low table, some shelves, and there are provisions there, easily enough for all of you, for a couple of days at least. But Clay, you wanted to go for some water.
Take one of these and
Okay.
walk the room and take a swig.
Okay, you do indeed take a swig, and the same thing seems to happen to you. A small amount at the moment, or a big swig, either. You again vomit, but again, it's not bilious, it's not wet. You are coughing up sand and clay and stone.
Collapsing onto all fours and coughing it up again.
Obviously, Talita, you witness this.
Clay, are you well?
I can't seem to drink. It's this curse. It seems to stop me drinking.
Can you put your hand in front of your face when you rack up, please?
I do apologise.
No, it's kind of gross though.
Again, I'm sorry. Curse, you know.
You think so? You think this is part curse?
Well, I'm fairly sure I was drinking a lot last night, and I don't seem to be able to drink now.
We can all drink, right? Do you guys feel any different? Like, do you guys feel weird, strange? Can you drink?
Talita, you were thirsty, weren't you? Have you been able to drink?
I'm very thirsty. I haven't. It's been busy.
And I go to take a drink.
Okay, the water passes your lips, and you manage to sort of keep it down. But rather than sort of vomiting it up, it kind of tastes like ash. And as soon as it, this okay. Sorry, I'll let you do it in a second.
I thought that Ratkin said this wasn't sewer water. What? It tastes like ash.
I can't even taste anything. Dust in my mouth.
And can you give me a perception roll, Talita?
That's persuasion, not perception.
Yeah. No, nothing beyond that. It just tastes. It tastes awful. This will not do. But again, you don't have that strange vomit reflex and ash coming out of your mouth that Clay has.
Does it? Do I still feel thirsty?
You kind of sort of lick your lips, and it's not so much thirst. As you begin to focus on it, you feel hungry. Yeah, very hungry. It's almost like, there's a burning inside you, a need to fill that hole.
Well, some food, I think, might be in order now.
I start to sweat.
Okay. And you move across. Do you want to try? There's some cheeses. There's some cooked meat. It all looks normal. The kind of provisions you would have that would last a long time. The meats are salted, the cheese hard. It's designed to last in this environment.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, cheeses and meat sounds great.
Okay,
You make us up a plate while you're in there.
the first
There
bite.
is plenty.
Sorry, the first bite that you take, though, it tastes worse than the water, as you can barely keep it down. And again, it's different to clay. You don't get that earth regurgitation. But again, give me another perception roll. It's okay. You don't know what it is, but you can't eat this. You just know that you can't eat this.
Oh, is this food spoiled? It all tastes like ash.
Trigger some here. Let me try some.
I chuck him a hunk of the meat.
Yeah, Clay. You taste it and you eat it. The fact that it's salted and all moisture more or less has been removed, such a food substance, allows you to take bites, and you do eat it. It's very salted, but it doesn't seem to make you any thirstier than you already are, almost as if you have reached your limit, but you managed to keep it down.
Tastes horrid to me. Blooming salty. Really, really making me dehydrated. Really wish I could. I just wanted a drink. Why do they have to poison the water in here?
Can you two stop hogging the kitchen? We're hungry as well.
Yeah, what's cracking up there?
Fine, go and get some.
Sorry, I'm just
Don't
so
poison water.
hungry. And
Right, look, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, it's been a day or so since I've had a proper meal, so I'm probably gonna go and out myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pop up.
Okay.
Plates could do with a little
Little
wash over before you use them.
So you can move yourselves now. I've gave you the power.
Ooh.
So much power.
So much power. I can take it back at any time.
Look at me go.
It's a-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to you having a great time in the.
What are you doing?
that is some kind of breakdancing going on there.
Right, you guys seem to be enjoying your food around there.
So,
Where's Buffet?
sorry, say that again.
Where's the where's Buffet?
So it's in the room that Kaisel's in at the moment.
Oh, Kazel, you're right next to it. You know, I'm happy to plate you something up. I didn't realise it was this close to you.
All right. I chuck my plate down.
There you go.
Okay, so you make some food up for everybody and come back to the sort of central meeting room, really, the place with the cots, and you begin to sit down. The food has different effects on you two as well, as this is kind of the real first time that you have started eating. It must be quite late in the evening now. Bakken, first you eat it, and you eat it, and you didn't realize how hungry you were as you just begin to almost uncontrollably force food into your mouth. You taste the cheese, but you spit that out. It's more meat that you want. This isn't good meat. You want real meat.
Right, I'm gotta go back for seconds because that cheese was crap. So see you in a sec.
How did you eat so much of that?
how can you stomach the meat?
Right, so-
Horrible.
Oh well, it's not best meat I've ever had, but you know, West not want not.
Never seen anybody eat like that.
Your guys' standards are so high. Welcome to the folk.
Tastes,
I'm gonna
tastes
go.
like ash.
I'm gonna go grab some more. I mean, yeah, no, I agree. It's not best, but you guys don't want. Oh, Kazel, you don't want any more though, do you? You're full, right?
Well, Kazel, as you eat, a different effect, perhaps even more alarming than any of the others. As you begin to eat the food, you feel a burning in your stomach. Doesn't cause you any harm. Uh, you all begin to witness the veins in Kazel's skin, those that you can see, sort of begin to glow with a strange luminescence. It's the veins. And as you see the food going into her mouth, there is crackling. Uh, you would almost say that there's almost like electricity sparking in her mouth.
Gazel,
Hmm.
you
So,
seem to be glowing.
Are you doing
You
that on
okay?
purpose?
what kind of weird polluted additive shit is in this stuff?
As she speaks, the sparks of electricity seem to come out of her mouth. Doesn't cause anybody damage, but Bakken and Clay, being so close to her, you feel the hairs that you have on your bodies sort of rise as if static electricity is close. And it is at that moment, Bakken, that you kind of notice that, yeah, there's more hair upon your body than you remember.
Okay. I mean, Bakken won't tell anybody now,
No.
but certainly take note of that.
I mean, you're not furry,
Mm.
but it's a noticeable thing. Anybody looking at you would just think you are a hairy person. But you notice the difference because you know what you are like beforehand.
So it was a no on food, wasn't it? No one else is keen in. I can just go to town in here.
Unless there's something
I don't,
else.
yeah, I don't know what's in this. I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, I'm good. I can't eat anymore. It's too salty.
Lovely. And I'll get in here and I'll examine my arms a little bit before I get into the buffet.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much as described. Hair. You kind of touch your face, which is bearded, and you notice that there's more hair there as well. You notice that your hands, even to a lesser degree, your palms, there's definitely some kind of change, and it's not puberty.
So back and we'll look at, yeah, I'm slightly hairiness, but I think hunger will overtake somewhat. And then I'll just look at any cold cuts and just shovel them into his mouth.
Perfect. You feed your fill. Time passes. Boredom may be setting in. You try to rest. You do indeed get the equivalent of a long rest, you will be pleased to know, which I will do here just so that I don't forget next time.
So at some point, to try and forget about the hunger, Talita will start playing the flute.
Oh, nice. You play it well. Give me a performance roll to see how well you do it. Yeah. It's not terrible, but you not overly a bard, but it does pass the time. How does everybody else react to such a thing, the flute playing?
That's not doing my headache any favors, mate.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Just when things are quiet and just trying to forget about food.
You know, I can
Sorry.
appreciate
oh,
things can be a little bit too quiet sometimes. Just it's a bit shrill, you know.
I've heard worse.
I mean, I often feel like there's a lot to be said about a comfort silence, you know. Not that rendition wasn't beautiful, it was, but if we all just sit here for until time's ready, just in silence, that's good.
I am still learning, but yes, okay. Is there anything different to eat? Do any of you have anything else?
No, they were fresh out of meat up there. Plenty of cheese if you want any cheese. Fresh out of meat, mate.
I think I've got something in my bag somewhere. Some sort of rations or something. You can try that.
Give me another perception roll, please. This is obviously Talita. Okay. As the hunger gets to you even more and you're just desperate to start looking, Bakken and Clay, for some reason not Kazel, but Bakken and Clay, you begin to imagine or hear their hearts beating, and you can hear blood pumping through their bodies, and then the hunger burns even more to you. And I think that is the perfect point to leave it till next session. We need to remember that you have heard something. Excellent stuff. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much to our players. Thank you very much to our audience. We will be doing a sort of post-game stream from 10:30 if you want to sort of join us. But that was a very interesting session 0. An interesting way of introducing the characters, getting some plot points, and it will be fantastic to see where it takes us next. Our proper episode 1 starts off, as I said before, on the 12th of January. So put that number in your diaries. Thank you very much, everybody. Until we meet, hopefully in half an hour. Once again, I want to say a big thank you to the moderators, to the players, to all you viewers. I really appreciate you spending 3 hours with us. I hope you have enjoyed it. I will catch you all very soon.
A big thanks to you, Andy, as well.
Thank you, Andy.
It's always
Thank
a
you,
pleasure.
Andy.
We'll see you all very soon.